struggling with it, and I'm going to do the introduction. And
we're recording.
Shirley, can we mute everybody because there's a lot of feedback?
Yes, we will. John's going to do that in a minute. He's in charge of that, or Lily. And we're going to record. Ready?
I muted everyone, Shirley, including you. It doesn't allow me not to do everyone, so you have to unmute.
All right. So shake your head yes if you can hear me. All right. Wow, I've never gotten such silence. I am thrilled to welcome Rabbi Danielle Upbin to our at Nourish. Do I call you Rabbi Danielle or Rabbi Upbin, or you're gonna have to unmute yourself. One more time, try and unmute. Danielle, you're muted.
Yes, I'm very new at this. I've gotten so used to Zoom. I have no idea how to use this platform, but I'm learning as we go. My students tend to call me Rabbi Danny, but you can all call me Danielle. I'm fine with that.
Oh, that's wonderful. Anyway, Rabbi Danielle, Rabbi Danny, Danielle comes to us via Lily. They were together in Florida for many years, so what better endorsement than that? But beyond being Lily's good friend, she's from New York. She was ordained at JTS, and she comes with a very diverse rabbinate. Or is that how I say it? She is engaged in Jewish prayer, text study, and spirituality, and works as an inspirational speaker and visiting scholar. For the past 15 years, she has served as the associate rabbi at Congregation Beth Shalom in Clearwater, Florida. And I think just a unique fact is you share a pulpit with your spouse, which is an awesome way of building, blending family and work. That is pretty awesome. And she's also a professionally trained singer. And she released an album in 2012 called Reveal the Light. We invited Danielle with us tonight because really what we're trying to engage in is the kind of spiritual work and personal work that will help us stay calm as we go into the new year. So with that, I'm going to let you take over because they don't want to hear from me. As you have questions, put it in your chat, and we will answer as many of your questions as we can. Take it off.
Thank you, Shirley. You've been so gracious, and thank you for working with me to put this presentation together. We had a nice chat a few weeks ago, and that helped me to frame the material that I'll be presenting tonight. It is a super big honor to be visiting at Maura Lily's synagogue. This is kind of amazing. It really is. I can't believe this is the way that I'm coming to you. But after all the years you've been there, I would have thought I would have been there already. But it's not so easy to get back to the metro area after, when you leave and you don't have family there anymore. It becomes kind of like a bigger hurdle to go back and just to hang out with friends and, that kind of thing, and just play and have fun. So I'm very honored and really elated, actually, to be able to have this experience with you. I think you'll also at Shomrei, you'll be hearing me a little bit, right, Lily? That Lily and I were supposed to do a joint Psuke de Zimra alternative service, and I'm not sure how it ended up, like the final piece, what it will look like, but I did submit a work for you guys, and I hope you'll find it inspirational if you choose to attend that service. But again, I was really honored to be asked. So enough about me and Lily, because that's like a whole talk in and of itself, and I don't think that's why you brought me here. So I'm going to need a little bit of help, just some tech support at times. There are things that I'd like us to discuss interactively. I'm really not a great lecturer. That's not what I love to do. I love to be interactive, but I'm also mindful of the time. So do we have like until 9, or what are we looking at here?
We have till 9, and at some point we'll just pause and collect some questions.
Perfect. That's great. Okay. If you have questions, I mean, I will try to monitor the chat. I'm doing like a lot here that's a little bit new in terms of this platform. So if I miss a question, just go ahead and you could ask it, or maybe ask Shirley to help navigate the asking of questions if you feel like I'm ignoring you. So
Danielle,
I'd like
to tell you, you don't have to monitor the chat. You
Okay.
do your thing. I'll take care of that for you. I want to make it easy for you. So
right, that helps a lot. Okay, thank you. So, okay. I'd like to share my screen, and when I do that, I'm going to lose visibility of some of you. Okay, so again, if you have questions, just be vocal about it, so we can keep this interactive. I'm presenting now a window, and I'm going to pick my text. So I'm going to begin to share a little bit. Actually, can you still see me? I'm not quite ready to share. So are we still okay? You see
you're
me?
good. Keep going.
All right. So I want to share with you 4 resources for staying calm, okay, and carrying on in the new year. You may be looking at me like, how are you going to do that? What is what magic pill are we going to take to stay calm right now in this situation of this world that we're in? Well, I am giving you suggestions, okay? And you can take them or leave them. I would love to invite you to try them on, because everything that I am presenting to you tonight, okay, these are tools that I've learned, some of them quite recently, that just immediately made sense to me, and I wanted to shape them and deliver them to you. So some of the things I'm teaching tonight are like hot off the press. I've not taught them before, but I've been working with them in my own just sort of practice, spiritual practice. And I have a couple of texts, a few texts that are to me just tried and true. And whenever I reconnect with them, I feel like it's just true. True, good tools for this kind of work. I teach meditation. I teach yoga. I have 4 kids. So in all of those, modalities, my patience, is tested, and I'm put to the test, and I try to consistently just try to keep going back. I am not an expert. I have not reached nirvana. I am not a tzaddiket. I'm none of the things that, you would go to a holy master, you may be aspiring to learn from this person. I am just like anybody else, but I'm working on myself, and I'm sharing with you the tools that I found to be beneficial and even transformative. And I hope that you will enjoy and find that some of these tools will work for you as well. Okay, so the 4 resources spell out BIMA. Okay, so you could remember that, BIMA, all right, like Broadway to Bima, or like you're a rabbi on the Bima. What is a Bima? So a Bima is it's a platform, right? It's an elevation. So Bima, okay, we're elevating ourselves with 4 resources. What are they? B for breath, I for inner tune up. Okay, inner tune-up. M is for meaning. Meaning. I'm so excited to do this one with you. And the final letter A is for attitude, especially gratitude. Okay, so Bima, breath, inner tune-up, meaning and attitude. All right, let's begin. We're going to start with breath. Okay, you see my screen?
No.
At Nourish?
Nope.
Really?
You click present now, and then you have to select the window that's running the application.
Take a breath.
Okay, it's good. Starting out great. All right, we got this. Present now.
And say a window.
Yep.
And then it'll show you lots of pictures of windows.
Well,
you pick the one that's running, you click on the one that's running your application.
oh, okay.
If you don't see it there, maybe it's not running anymore. Did you quit that application?
Yeah, I was going to say, did you close it?
Maybe I did. Let's check it out. Clock's ticking.
Sorry.
You New Jersey types, you don't have patience for this, so hold on.
We're with you, Danielle.
Stay calm. There it is. All right, I got it here. So now, let's try this.
Present now, select a window.
Okay, so suddenly the present now is not like happening. It won't let me click on it. Why do you think?
Are you in that window? You have to be back in the browser window. Click somewhere in the browser window.
Oh, you must grant permission in order to screen share.
Okay.
Are you doing that, John?
No, she has to do that on her computer. I don't know why it's asking that. She did this before. I didn't do that.
Yeah, this is all new.
Danielle?
Yeah.
The other thing we can do is you can talk, and if you want, I will, if you send me your file.
Her file's on a Mac. Do you have a Mac, Shirley?
Oh, Christ, of course not.
That's okay.
Can't you just say give it permission? It'll say, do you give permission? Just say yes.
It wasn't offering me that option, so.
Did you select the right document? The right window?
Yeah.
I feel your pain, honey.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I can do this without.
I think you can find. And then we can always send the materials after if you'd like to do that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We can do that. Such a strange phenomenon when things work and then they don't.
Yeah, because we did see it before.
Yeah. Okay, so just going to try one more time, just in case.
Can we just do it without the visual?
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so we're back at Bima. All right, so the first tool is breath. Okay, I want you to consider the first story of the Torah, the creation story. Okay, so I'm seeing some smiles, so maybe some of you are definitely familiar with this, but this is our breath. The stamp of divinity that is within us is in our breath. Yeah, we have this idea, B'Tselem Elohim, we are created in God's image, but maybe even more importantly, we have God's breath within us. The first human, that God formed Adam, the first human, from the dust of the earth. God blew into Adam's nostrils the breath of life, and Adam became a living being. Vayitzar Adonai Elohim et ha'adam afar min ha'adamah. That's all we were. Afar min ha'adamah. Dust of the earth. Like a golem. But we're not. Why? Because God breathed into our nostrils a mask, right? Like that whole idea of just that, it's like that reverse aeration that we're so afraid of right now in COVID, of like someone, God forbid, breathing into your face, right? God breathed into our nose and animated us and gave us life. When we're able to connect with that inner divinity, that life breath, that nishima is connected, our breath, nishima, is connected with what? Our neshama, our soul. Now, I suspect this is old hat for some of you. This idea has been, circulating around for a while. But it is, when you think about it, during COVID, during this moment, okay, I actually have a sermon I'm going to be giving just on this one piece here. So I don't want to give the whole sermon now because I don't want to come across as preachy. But I feel like in this moment that we're in of like, I can't breathe, racial injustice, the rally cry of racial injustice today, of the fires in Oregon, in California, asphyxiating, people running for their lives, they can't breathe. We're all in masks because we are afraid to breathe and breathe on others, right? This is the moment when we are feeling kind of like out of breath, shortness of breath. A lot of people are experiencing anxiety, which the first thing that anxiety, typically affects is like, you just feel like you can't breathe. I don't want anyone to feel like that right now, okay? What I want you to connect with is that when we're feeling that way, okay? And I'm not a doctor, okay? It's like not medical information I'm giving you, but from a spiritual perspective, okay? When we connect with this idea that God infused life in us through our breath, and have that in front of you as a vision, as an image, that when you're feeling out of breath, that you can't breathe, maybe this could be a positive reminder of our very life force is connected to breath, not just breath, but divine breath. Divine breath. I love that. So, when you want to go back to the creation story, which we're going back to, and Rosh Hashanah celebrates the creation of the world, and then Simchat Torah, right, just a few weeks away, we're going to be delving back into the first story of the Torah. You could look for this. We don't have to wait. You could start now if that is an idea that is inspiring to you. Inspiring, what is inspire? That like creativity is sparked, but it really comes from to breathe in, inspire. We don't, God forbid, want to expire because then we're just a cooked chicken. We got nothing left. We want to be inspired to continue breathing from that divine breath. Okay. Next, another text I want to share with you on breath work. This is my most favorite teaching, and it came to me through the Institute for Jewish Spirituality, which I suspect some of you are familiar with. And I was in the rabbinic cohort in 2005. So I've been carrying around this teaching for that long. So this is a teaching from Kedushat Levi. This is from Me'or Einayim, a Hasidic teaching. Oh, my computer. Do you hear that? My computer?
Nope.
You're like a humming? No? Okay. All right, hopefully it's fine. So, this text from the Me'or Einayim, he says, we must always try to bring our consciousness, okay, this is something that we must always think about, that from moment to moment, the blessed Creator, in great love and mercy, instills in us a new vital force. The Hebrew for that is kol rega v'rega, shebechol rega v'rega. Can you say that to yourself? It's kind of like a mantra from moment to moment. Shebechol rega v'rega. It's like close your eyes And think about these words like rolling off your tongue. Shebechol rega v'rega, from moment to moment. Shebechol rega v'rega, moment to moment. That is the initial idea of mindfulness meditation, to be in the moment, right? For you actors out there, okay, to be in the moment, you know, to be good acting, you can't be like in another headspace. You have to be in the moment. That's where the truth comes out. Okay. So what is he teaching us? That we bring our consciousness that from moment to moment, the Blessed Holy One, in great love and mercy, Chesed and Rachamim, instills in us a new vital force. A new vital force. Okay? Notein lo chiyut chadash. Chiyut, vital force. Okay? From moment to moment, the Blessed Creator renews our very being. Shebekol rega v'rega habore baruchu michadsho. That we are being recreated anew moment to moment. And this is what the rabbis meant when they said, Kol hanishama tahalelia hallelujah. You know that one. Kol hanishama tahalelia hallelujah. Or whatever your favorite melody for that is. That is, at each moment, the breath seeks to leave us. Get this, okay? And the Holy One in great mercy watches over us from moment to moment, rega la rega, and has compassion for us and does not let that breath depart. In this manner, when we raise up our thoughts from moment to moment, rega la rega, we are actually created anew as a new creature. And then this truth, this consciousness that we're created anew, that our breath seeks to leave us. Every time you exhale, okay, try it with me now. Inhale, exhale. Now, if you're still with me, what's going to happen next? You're going to inhale again. The Hasidic teacher, Kedushat Levi, is teaching us, by the grace of God, that next inhale returns. And then we exhale again. And we just do that all day long and we're good. Right? That's a good sign if we're doing that. Moment to moment, though, we bring our consciousness to that cycle, that when we exhale, by that grace, we inhale again. And when we recognize that in each inhale, that we are being renewed, that is HaMechadesh B'tuvo B'chol Yom Tamid Ma'aseh B'reshit, that God is truly renewing us day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, breath after breath. Now that is a high and holy thought, if I ever heard one. And if you've ever suffered with asthma, or pulmonary issues, and sometimes breathing can feel like you have, 10 tons on your chest. Well, connecting with this idea that it is by the grace of God that we are able to inhale and exhale, right? And modern medicine that could help with some of those situations. And if you've sat by the bedside of a loved one who's expiring, who's dying, the breath, that laboring breath, it's a holy moment. It's a scary moment. And it's an affirming moment about that life force is so attached to the breath. Okay, so I want to stop here for a second, just in case anyone has any questions or comments about these texts before we move on to the next resource. Okay, so here's a tool. If you don't remember anything that I just talked about, let's just try it for a minute here. Just a meditation with our breath, not very long. Okay, just if you'd like to close your eyes or find a soft gaze, gentle gaze somewhere maybe away from the computer. And if you want to try the 3-part breath, which is you inhale through the diaphragm and then inhale the lower lung, upper lung, and then exhale 3-part breath. And finding your cycle in that breath. Just do that a couple more times at your own pace. 3-part breath through the diaphragm, lower lung, upper lung, and then exhale, upper lung, lower lung, diaphragm, and feeling in your body that full embodied feeling of breath, fully connected. The diaphragm, the chest rising and falling, shoulders relaxed, feeling the sensation of breath as it moves through your body, a living, animated, wonderful, wonderful experience of your own breath, your own life force renewing you at this very moment. Okay, and when you're ready, if you want to open your eyes and return to our group. One of my favorite teachers, some of you know him, Fred Johnson, who is a spiritual teacher and a soul singer, a jazz singer, taught me recently in a workshop about when we breathe from the outer edge of the universe, and we pull that breath in to the most inner point within us, which is also the inner point of the universe. And in so doing, when we all do that, we are connecting our breath, as scary as that might sound during COVID, okay? But this is the spiritual mind. We are connecting our breath to everybody in the universe, every plant, every tree, every flying bird, every cloud. Okay, if that sounds a little woo-woo, I'm sorry, but this is, to me, a beautiful teaching of reaching that breath. So that when we breathe, it doesn't come from, you might say, your diaphragm or your chest or your lungs or your nose. Where does that breath originate? From the outer edge of the universe. And we all know, because we're familiar with the Torah, that breath originates with God. Okay, so that is the breath work. That's the B of the Bima. We'll move into the I, inner tune-up. Okay, so the inner tune-up. As one speaks, so we are. As one thinks too, so we are. And when we say, when we speak, it's a holy enterprise. And a lot of us, most people, we don't connect with speech that way. It's fun to trash talk. Maybe it's fun to talk about other people or let off steam. But the Torah tells us, and our tradition tells us, that the word holds a lot of power, and it also has an ability for ourselves. We can use it as a tool to create calm. Okay? Baruch Shamar v'haya olam baruch hu. Right? We're familiar with that, and from Sukkah to Zimra, God spoke, and the world was created. Blessed is God. And we know that from the Torah. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And so we learn from that. When we speak, we're creating worlds. We're created in the image of God. God speaks. God creates worlds, actual. When we speak, we create worlds too. We create worlds of emotion. We create images. We create tangible things. In Hebrew, the word for to speak, diber, is also related to davar. It's the same word. A thing, and a word. They have weight. They have equal weight. Okay. So if that's the case, then we should be really careful, right? About even how we speak about ourselves in our minds, how we think, about others and situations, because the words have resonance. They have vibrations. And when we're thinking words, that are negative, we start to feel that negativity in us. And when we start to maybe turn that around and use language differently, actually our body reacts differently as well. I'll get to that in a second, because another one of my favorite teachings on the power of speech is from Psalm 19. Okay, this is for the leader, a Psalm of David. Hashamayim mesaprim kavod el u'maaseh yadav magid harakia. The heavens declare the glory of God. The sky proclaims God's handiwork. And here it is. Yom liyom yabia omer, v'layla layla yechaveda'a. Day to day, It's the celestial bodies, the stars, the sun, the moon. They make utterances. Night to night they speak out. There is no utterance. Ein omer, the ein dvarim. There are no words whose sound goes unheard. Their voice carries through the earth. Their words to the end of the world. Well, we aren't the sun and the stars and the moon necessarily, although we do have stardust, I guess, in us. But we can apply this to ourselves too. You know, like word travels, right? When we say something, imagine picturing what we've said, that it goes out, it's out there. And, you know, I know there are Hasidic stories, and, you know, we talk to our kids about that, you know, and the pillow and the feathers and the way we can't gather them back in again. But there is also some truth about this idea that when it's out there, you know. So, you know, we talk to our teens about that too, about the internet, and make sure you're careful about what you say in a chat, or because everything can be recorded, being recorded right now. Right? And that's kind of, you know, it kind of puts things in perspective that that there is weight, and even maybe in some ways eternity to our words. Well, I want you to try this exercise, okay? So I'm sure you do, okay? A lot of us have thoughts, okay, that are just sort of negative thoughts, and they can get in the way after a while. I was noticing myself the other day, you know, I'm like, oh man, house is a mess, and there's so much laundry, and I have so much to do, and I'm really like, I'm losing my mind, and just, you know, I can't do this, and so much, like, well, this is another Fred Johnson, okay, truism. Turn those thoughts into a song. All right. Sometimes, you know, our thoughts are so embedded. It's like, God forbid someone should hear what we're thinking, right? Because these are like terrible thoughts, and like no one would know, like, well, what are we really thinking? Like, that's a good thing, probably. But if we're alone and we're comfortable with ourselves, okay, and we can handle it, it's actually really fun. And if you're all on mute and, you know, you want to try this for yourself, I'm going to give you an exercise to try right now for a second, okay? Let's say you were to sing your thoughts, right? Because I tried mine the other day, and I had such a good laugh at myself. It turned the whole thing around. I became a one-act Broadway show in my living room with, like, I was like a really deep lyricist, you know, like, like it could be Rent, or there was someone specific I was thinking about whose name has just escaped me. But I was like, my house is so dirty. Why is my house so dirty? I keep cleaning up. My kids are so messy. Why are they so messy? I tell them to make their bed. Make your bed, make your bed. Why don't you make your bed? And I was like having a ball entertaining myself with these, like, I mean, those weren't my worst thoughts of the day, okay? But they were thoughts that got me down. And when I turned that whole thing into a song, it just was entertaining and funny. So your thoughts may not become funny necessarily when you sing them, but you transform them, and you kind of take the power away from them when you give voice, okay? And you make it a little bit more lighthearted. Sometimes we have serious thoughts. They're serious thoughts. You have to deal with them. You know, maybe you write them down. You do something with them, but that's the point, to do something with them. Don't let your thoughts, because our body resonates. We're vibrational, and we want to vibrate positivity. Don't speak happy, and then have your thoughts, you know, kind of eating away at you. Maybe there's a way to turn your thoughts into something positive. So if you'd like, I'll give you 30 seconds now. I hope, you know, if you want to sing about this crazy lecture I'm giving you, fine. Whatever you want to sing about, some recurring thoughts you're having, go for it. Turn it into a musical. Okay, I can't hear you, so. Surely I could hear you, so be careful if you start singing.
You'd be so sorry. I might be able to share my screen if you want me to try, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, how's everyone doing? If you're okay,
Let's let them sing first, and then we can do it.
Yeah, so go ahead. Are you guys singing? Anyone singing out there?
Lynn's singing, Linda's singing, Eileen's laughing, so she must be singing something.
Well, that is good because of those who I'm seeing laughing.
Brian singing to his mom.
That's great. That's good. Okay. So we've got, 18 Broadway stars right here in our midst right now. So I love it. Okay. But you get the idea, and that is a tool. It's turning your inner, that's the inner, the bima was the inner, the eye, inner tune-up, being aware of your own body as having vibrations and trying to harmonize, some of that kind of stuff. Music. I'd love for anyone to unmute if you want to share. Do you have a song or a composition that you go to when you're feeling like you need a mood buster, a mood changer, that you're going to turn that on, and if you're feeling sort of anxious or not calm, that it will help you to get into a better headspace? Anyone want to share? You don't have to play it. Just tell us a title of a piece, a composition, a song that's your go-to. Lean on Me. Yeah. All right, good. I can see the chats, or you can unmute and say them if you want, or sing them. Let's hear it. I know you have others. Oh, I see a bird. Hello. We have a dog. We have a menagerie here. This is fun. All right, anyone else want to share? Lily, do you have a song that your go-to? Oh, anything by Peter Gabriel. Thank you. Yes, yes. Anyone else? Got the Friedmans there. You have like the entire repertoire of everything. Give me a song. Come on.
I have several. The Impossible Dream,
Mm-hmm.
and also What I Did for Love from A Chorus Line.
Oh, so good.
And Keith singing It's a Beautiful World.
Yes, yes.
Oh man. And there's several Bette Midler ones. Oh my gosh, about, I know in this world, I know that I was loved. And, where your priorities are. And I love that. I don't know why, but it gets me to cleaning the house. I can't say why. Rhythm, maybe, whatever.
That's so great. That's so great. Yeah. And we have Yeh Tov. Someone just wrote, thank you. Yes, yes.
I want to mention Carole King's Beautiful. You're as beautiful as you feel.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. I want you to notice, okay, most of you, right, are smiling right now, okay? Because even just thinking about the song that makes us feel more calm and focused, even just thinking about it helps us, right? That's what we're doing here. That's what I'm striving to present to you, that you have tools right in your grasp, and it's just a matter of like, whoop, of course, you don't need me to tell you, I'm going to go to my favorite song, like, that, but putting it in this context of when we're feeling sort of out of sorts, that music is still there. I mean, I was just listening to NPR today. There was a music, I only came in the middle, so I don't know the composition she was talking about or the name of the piano player, the musician. But the point that I got from it was she was saying during this pandemic, she used to play 6 hours a day. That was just her work. And during this, past number of months, she hasn't been able to even play 1 hour. She just doesn't feel motivated. So many people I know feel that way, that they don't even want to turn on their favorite song. They're not even motivated to feel better. People feel so awful, they don't even want to feel better. They forgot what it's like. We can't let ourselves do that, not anymore, right? So if we know that people are counting on us, that we are counting on us, the world is counting on us, this country's counting on us, that we need to stay calm. So if it's a song, if it's a piece, if you're a musician, if you're a singer, okay, we can't do singing together. That's unfortunate. Randy Rainbow. That's great. Right. So we can't sing in a choir, which may have been the most uplifting, joyous, calming experience of our lives before the pandemic, but we can listen to choir music. Okay. we can tune into the virtual. So all that I just wanted to share with you, because I feel like it's important, because music helps also to set, to recalibrate us. Okay, we are crashing into out of time. About the words, okay? Still, we don't need to share screen. I just want to share this idea with you. I'm working through a book that I had to read actually for a yoga training for a 200-hour class that I did. And you can see it. It's called The Breakthrough Experience, Dr. John F. DeMartini. Okay. And if you like to drink martinis, you may also like the book. So DeMartini, and it's called The Breakthrough Method. And this was my big takeaway from his book, okay, that the way we speak about things really has an impact about how we think and how we act and how we feel, okay? You already know this, but I'm just going to bring it to light. The way we think about the things that are, our projects and our tasks, our relationships, it makes a difference and impacts the way we feel in our body. Okay. When you say, let's say, a board member comes to you and asks you to be on a committee. Okay. And now you're on this, maybe the beautification committee or something for your synagogue. I don't know. Pick one. Okay. What?
So I was just agreeing. Beautification is a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? Okay. So when they ask you to come to that meeting, when you're thinking about this meeting, you're like, I would love to go to that meeting. Well, that feels pretty good, doesn't it? Even if you don't really want to go, if you tell yourself, yeah, I'd love to go to this meeting. I'd love to go. That's a very high level of being, a state of being. Okay. If you verbalize, I choose to go to this meeting. Well, that's a high level also. That's kind of self-fulfillment. I choose to do that. That's very good. Yes, Linda, I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. I desire to go. These are all positive. I'd love to is still at the top. I want to go. Are you feeling the energy of this pulling down? Because it is. Okay. I need to go. I need to go to this meeting. I ought to go. I really should go. And then the worst, I have to go to the meeting tonight. I have to go to this darn beautification meeting. Forget it. That is just like you are on a unicellular, desperation breakdown, internally. That is just, if you can train yourselves, okay? And I'm not there yet. I'm training myself to not use, I have to do this, I have to do that, because it is a form of breakdown, as opposed to, getting yourself up there with, you know what? Yes, I'd like to do that. I'd love to do that. Sure. That sounds great. Yeah. Keeping it in that high vibrational frequency will make a difference in how you approach your commitments. Okay. Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. All right. Next. And we'll go through this kind of quickly. We're running out of time. The third is meaning. Okay. Meaning. Just to open this up, what meaning, what spiritual practice, a Jewish practice, is most, would you say, is meaningful to you? It's consistently meaningful. Anyone? Let's throw some ideas out there.
I would say doing Shabbat. There's different aspects of Shabbat that speak to me every week. So sometimes it's lighting the candle. Other times it's sort of that quiet after we say a prayer. Yeah.
Are you able to, do you have a why? Do you know why? Can you articulate why is that meaningful to you week after week?
Because it's something that I do different from the whole week, and it forces me to stop and just say thank you, as opposed to what am I getting out of this? Mm-hmm. I go to work to get paid, or I clean my house so I don't have mice, right? Everything is, I just do it for a reason. But this one moment is like me saying thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Who else? What? And it doesn't have to be Jewish. If you have a ritual or a spiritual practice, it's meaningful to you. Not just that you do it, but it has meaning for you.
I went on a retreat once at Kripalu, and people were talking in a circle about their affirmations in the morning. And I realized that this was not a novel concept, because Moda ani lefanecha melachai v'kayam shechazalta bi nishmati v'chemla rabba munatacha, that I could affirm and thank the powers that be that I am alive and I can greet the new day. I don't need to go to Kripalu for that. It's in my backyard.
Right on. Yes. Great. Okay. Others. What do you find as meaning, consistent meaning? Someone had written going to life cycle events. That's so exciting, right? That's wonderful. Okay. Others? Other ideas? Okay. Yeah. Beryl?
Sorry, it takes a long time to unmute for some reason. Sometimes Amidah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can just like go away with it.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So, all these things that were...
Danielle, did you notice somebody else wrote? Sarita wrote.
What?
Sarita wrote, starting my morning with Modani.
Yes. Fantastic. Great anchoring practice. Okay. And that brings us into our final piece here about attitude and gratitude. But those really work together. Starting your day with the word thank you is really astounding, right? That we do it, but that our tradition dictates that we do it is really kind of amazing. And really something I love about Judaism, that we're focused on that kind of gratitude, and we're focused on meaning. Meaning, okay, my recent teacher, David Deblinger, I took a class on art and healing, and he's a theater person. He said, meaning is the fuel for doing. Meaning is the fuel for doing. We are doing a lot, right? As whatever you are, you're doing a lot. Even if you think you're not doing anything, you're doing a lot. We all do a lot. If we're working, if we're parents, if we're taking care of people, taking care of ourselves, keeping up with our bills, keeping up with the synagogue, we're doing a lot. But once we start to just do, not do, but that, we turn our do into do when we don't connect to meaning. What is giving you meaning? The meaning is the fuel for doing. The minute we start to lose our connection to the meaning, we start to flounder. Okay, so that is this other idea here in our BIMA of the Bima, is connecting to the meaning. And, there are big questions in life, right? Meaning questions like, where have I come from? Where am I going? Why are we here? Who are we? Those are big questions of meaning. But you could ask the little questions too. Like in Friday Night Candles, a lot of us, maybe just end up lighting the candles because it's Shabbos and this is what we do. But taking a moment there, like, what's your name? Vanessa?
You can call me Naz.
Naz?
Yeah.
Naz said so beautifully, right? That is that moment of quiet and separation from the rest of the week. There's meaning in that. And that fuels the mitzvah. It fuels the experience. So there are other experiences we can talk about, but I just want to close tonight with gratitude and take another minute here to answer some of these questions. So finally on Bima, B-I-M-A, so we had breath, we had inner tune-up, we have meaning, and now we have attitude, especially gratitude. And we've already explored Moda ani lefanecha. To say thank you first thing in the morning is very, very powerful. And as Jews, we say thank you all throughout the day. Every time we may say a bracha, every time we eat, every time we drink, we go to the bathroom, thanking God for the working body, thanking God for the soul, thanking God for our friendships and for new moments. We're coming on a Shehechianu moment, Rosh Hashanah. embracing the new as we eat maybe some succulent, juicy new fruit of the year. I love that. I want to share with you some closing ideas about gratitude. This is really intense. This is from Albert Schweitzer. He's a physician and theologian of the 20th century. And he said, oh, my dog's trying to get in. 1 second. Come in. He said, nothing that is done for you is a matter of course. Everything originates in a will for the good, which is directed at you. Train yourself never to put off the word or action for the expression of gratitude. So it's maybe one that you need to see. But if you think about that, things are happening for you all the time. A lot of times we think about what's not happening for us, what's not happening, but what is happening, is everything. It's all happening for us. And that is very incredible insight, I think. To look at our lives like in the Dayenu prayer, that one thing led to the next, and it brought us to this present moment in our lives. So like Dayenu, it's kosher for Passover and all year round. Maybe this year at the Rosh Hashanah table, you can be thinking about what are the things, the positive moments, maybe even the negative moments that brought you to where you are now, and to try to unfold the gratitude for everything that's coming at us. It's kind of a lot to work with there, but I think as Jews, we get gratitude. We know gratitude, but to see that, of course, that is a tool for creating calm in our lives. Gratitude list. Raise your hand if you have a gratitude list. If you every day write things down that you're grateful for. It's very important. This is something that I highly recommend. Helps us to recalibrate the, what we're thankful for in our lives. Maybe committing to or recommitting to a Jewish gratitude practice, like some of you said, saying modani or blessings, or writing letters to people who have done nice things for us, teachers, relatives, people long ago, even if they're not around anymore, we can write them a thank you note. So with that, that is what I have. Somebody asked if I have a daily practice that helps me start my day. I would say that modani. Sometimes I have to say it 15 times before I get out of bed. It's just one of those prayers that's important to me. And the gratitude list, and the thank you note. I'd like to be such a holy person to write a thank you note every single day of my life, but that is something that I do plan to do in this coming year to make it a better spiritual practice to write thank you notes to people. Okay. Other questions? Yeah.
So Danielle, I feel a little selfish, so I should say thank you. I have Danielle's notes, and so I've been reading along, and they are quite beautiful. I wish I could read all of the pieces, but I think that we will send this out so that people can use some of these things, these quotes, and to do the two or to do the gratitude. There may be some, am I echoing or? I'm going on, or is there background noise? Whoops. Okay. Somebody, yes, thank you. So there are things here that you might cut and paste around and say, this will start my morning practice, because they're really quite lovely. So I have been cheating, but now that I've confessed, I don't have to atone on Yom Kippur.
Well, not for that. Probably not for much.
Danielle, thank you. So now I get to say thank you from all of us for giving us some moments of joy, for bringing smile, You don't know this, but the president decided that she'd like to put you on one of our committees so that we can.
I'd love
to. See, there she is. She just recruited her. See, Miriam?
Because then I could be with Lily. See, it all works.
I think you're right. I think the mindset we bring can change drudgery to joy. I will share my experience with that. I knit now a lot. And I feel burdened by how much knitting I have to do because so many people are having babies. But every time I knit a sweater, every stitch, I remember that baby.
Wow.
And drudgery turns to incredible joy. So if you're framing around something so positive, it becomes wonderful.
Yeah.
So with that, you've brought our at Nourish to a close now. We're going to talk tomorrow. I suspect for all of you at Nourishers, we will be nourishing again starting in October. I already have a list of 10 people who want to participate. So my wish for the new year, Danielle, is that you join us up here at Shomrei and come visit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. I really enjoyed being with you tonight and look forward to seeing you again.
And she will be joining us on actually our first day of Rosh Hashanah. She's our first Psuke de Zimra piece of our Rosh Hashanah services on
can't
Saturday.
wait.
Wow.
I can't wait. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we
Shana
will.
Tova.
Shana Tova.
Stay safe, everybody.
Breathing, everybody. Take those deep breaths of life.
Amen.
You.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shana Tova and Yashiko.
Thank you.
Yeah, Shiko.
I don't know how we get out. I guess I miss it.
You hang up. There's a little red hang up.
We'll hang up button on the end.
Like the Carol Burnett show. I'm still here.
Thanks for your help.
Bye. Love you, Rabbi Danny.
Love you. Bye. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
You.
Bye.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Lily.
talk to you soon. Thanks for coming.
Okay, thanks. Bye.